Unit 7, learning target number 4. Find the area of a parallelogram using the formula A equals B times H, or area equals base times height. So here we have a crazy shape. Maybe you'll remember this from previous years, maybe you won't. What do we notice about this shape here? We know, if you remember the definition of parallel, two lines that go pretty much forever right next to each other in the same direction, they don't cross each other or anything, these are called parallel lines. And this shape has a parallel line up here, a line that's parallel to this one. And along this side, we also have parallel lines. This side is parallel, and this side is parallel. And this is called a parallelogram. Now, if you remember, a rectangle has the same thing. Rectangle is also a parallelogram, and a square is also a parallelogram. But most people, when they think of parallelograms, they're going to think of this shape right here. And we'll talk maybe a little bit more about rectangles in just a second. All right. Questions. What makes it difficult to find the area of this shape? Now, we found the area of a rectangle or a square, and those were pretty easy. Those were area is equal to the length times the width. And we could always easily find the length times the width. But this is a wonky shape. It's kind of slanted. Well, what do we do with that? How is this shape different from a rectangle? We've got the slantedness going on. How is it the same? And we know that they're all parallel. Can we use what we know to find the area? Well, yes, in fact we can. So let's talk about that. Okay, so here we have our parallelogram. Now I want you to imagine with me for just a minute that we were to push on our parallelogram right there. And we were to push this guy. If we were to push right here, the whole parallelogram would kind of straighten up and he would look kind of like this, right? If it was kind of flexible there, we'd be able to push it and it would look kind of like that. Now a rectangle, as we talked about earlier, and a parallelogram are somewhat the same thing. A rectangle is a kind of parallelogram. So how do we find the area of the parallelogram? Well, we have a formula for that. It's very similar to the area of a rectangle, which you'll remember was length times width. The area of a parallelogram is the base times the height. So here we have our base right here, and that is 6 centimeters. We have 6 centimeters for our base. And now we need to know the height. In this case, any kind of problem you get, it's always going to tell you the height. And here is our height. And that gives us the formula that we need. So base times the height, the base is 6, the height is 4, then our area is 24. But 24 what? Oh no, centimeters? No, we got to have centimeters squared. And that is the area of our parallelogram. All right, let's apply our knowledge to what we know. We are finding the area of a piece of EVA foam in the shape of a parallelogram. Here we have it right there, that little guy right there. EVA foam is used in things like cosplay. If you're into anime, people will build their costumes out of EVA foam, or they'll build weapons. You can build swords out of foam and then make them. That's pretty cool. But EVA foam is pretty useful. So here we have this EVA foam, and it's in the shape of a parallelogram. How can we find the area? And you'll remember the formula, right? The area is equal to the what? Is it length times width? No! It's base times height. All right, so where is my base? Well, in this case, my base is the one that this little height line is connected to. Here's my height. My height is 4 centimeters. That's the little dotted line. So we'll put that there. Height. And the base is the one that is connected to. It's not this one off to the side. It's the one that the line is connected to. And we have that here. This is our base, and that is 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. And that was our height was 4, right? So all we have to do to find the area then is multiply those guys together. And that's going to give us 24. 24 what? 24 centimeters squared, and that is our area. So the area of our piece of EVA foam is 24 centimeters squared.